Hi everyone, welcome to another free family art project. I'm Autumn, the education coordinator for Studio 23, and today I thought I would walk you through a galaxy painting inspired by the work of Amy Gibbous. If you watched the clip right before this with Tara, she showed you some of Amy's work, and you got to see how she's very inspired by outer space, you know, things past the earth basically. So I thought, how fun would it be to paint this little watercolor painting? So what we're gonna do is, today I'm just gonna use cardstock. Ideally, you would wanna use like a watercolor paper, but I think this would work just fine if that's all you have around. I'm gonna use a bigger brush and a little tiny detail brush. I have container of water, and then I have some watercolors. And the trick to getting a galaxy look is you want to use black watercolor, blues, purples. You can use like a little bit of pinks and yellows and oranges and things like that, but really you want to try and stick with a lot of the blacks and the blues and the purples to really get that look. And then I'm also going to use at the very end, I'm going to use a little bit of white to get our stars, and for that we're just going to use a really bristly old brush. Okay, so let's get started. Let me adjust the camera angle and we'll get going. All right, so to get started, I think that we'll probably start with the silhouetted mountain and trees down here. And you'll see as we get painting that, you know, some of it will bleed and spread out a little bit, but the nice thing about watercolor is once it's dry, you can just go right back over it again, okay? So I'm gonna use my small brush for this. Obviously I wanna get it nice and wet, and then I'm gonna go in with my black watercolor to do that silhouette on the bottom. And to do the mountains, I'm just gonna go in and do a couple of sort of triangle shapes, and they don't have to be perfect, right? Because this is supposed to be outside, so it's organic. So a couple of mountains. Let's get that filled in. And then we'll go in and we'll do just like a little bit of a tree line. And those are just kind of wiggly lines. Again, nothing has to be perfect. And then we're just gonna fill in that bottom. All right, now ideally, when you do, nature isn't perfect. Exactly, Amy, I absolutely agree with you. I think that's what I appreciate most about it, is its imperfection. All right, so I'm gonna go in, and ideally you're gonna wanna do a couple coats of the black, because for this part in particular, it's silhouetted. You really want it to be nice and dark. All right, so I'll move on, let that dry a little bit. So for the next part, to do the galaxy up top, how we're gonna get that look is we're gonna go in with some water first, and we're gonna start painting that on, and then we're gonna go in with some color. That's how we're gonna get it really, really blended. All right, so let me go in now with, let's see, I'll go in with some black. And see, you can see already how it's starting to spread out. All right, rinse my brush off, get some of that black off there. And then I think I'm gonna go in with some purple. And I'm going right along the edge of that black because it's fine if they blend. It'll actually lend more to that look of outer space if the colors kind of blend. So we want that. So I got some purple. I'll move on to some pink. I'll come over here and I'll do a little bit of like an orange color. Let's see. And see, they're blending, and that's completely fine. That's what we want. Do a little bit of a brighter pink up here, just in the middle. Oh yeah, and look at that spread. Love it. All right, and then even, let's see, to the side, I could even add a little bit of yellow, kind of like in our example. All right, and once you have some basic colors down, if you want, you can always go in with some paper towel and pull some off. It's really easy to do with the watercolor. You can go in, and sometimes you can even pull some cool textures too while you're doing it. So, super easy to do, super easy galaxy. Now ideally what you'd want to do is you'd want to let it dry, and then you want to go in and add the stars. So for the sake of time, I'm going to show you really quickly on this dry one. You're going to want to cover the bottom, the silhouette, because we obviously don't want any stars on that. And you can see also, if you look on the bottom, where I've gone over it a second and a third time just to really get the tree shapes and the mountain shapes. So anyway, you're going to go in and you're going to put paper towel just enough to cover the silhouette, and then you're going to grab your old bristly brush, and I'm going to just get a little bit of water on it, and then I'm going to go in with some white paint, and I want to hold it like this. So I don't want to hold it like a brush. I want to hold it on its side, and I want to use my thumb and I'm going to flick that paint. Now, just because this part can be a little bit messy, you might want to make sure and ask Mom and Dad first, make sure it's okay. But then you're just going to go for it and add as many or as few stars as you'd like. Let it dry, pull that paper towel away. There is our finished galaxy with our little added mountain silhouette in the foreground. So this is my super easy watercolor project. I hope you guys get out there, and I hope you start making some galaxy paintings of your own. If you do, please share with us using the hashtag Studio23OnTheGo or hashtag MakeArtVirtual. And Amy says she's done this part of the process outside because, yes, because of the mess. Yeah, outside might even be better just because that last part is pretty messy, but you know, sometimes we can control the mess if we plan ahead. So anyways, that is my project for today, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for joining me. Thank you so much, Amy, for joining me. And next up, we have Val. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.